Especially when you're talking about indie games made by small teams or even single developers. I suppose once you feel like you've carved out a niche for yourself, it's hard to want to change course. In the case of Snezhinka, almost all of its fundamentals are highly reminiscent of its predecessor Marfusha, and that's both a good and a bad thing. Set in a pretty bleak and dystopian world, you'll enlist with a private military company, with the hope of possibly reuniting with your sister who was lost in battle. Your job will be to do your best to defend your assigned objectives from a wide array of incoming enemies. Starting out with just a pretty humble weapon, you'll need to try to make every shot count if you want to minimize damage and try to maximize your money, because buying upgrades is going to be the only way to survive. What makes the game work is that there are any number of angles you have as choices for spending your money. In my experience, a solid companion may be pricey, but two guns are almost always better than one. Additional options include new weapons, but you'll need to keep an eye on their steadily decreasing durability, as well as stat upgrades that will make you progressively more effective in a number of areas. While the pretty mild strategy and sometimes hectic action will keep you more actively occupied, what could help you want to stick with it will be the slow burn of story details, as well as multiple possible endings if you find yourself hooked. While it absolutely cribs most of its gameplay and concepts from its predecessor, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. There's no question that it is remarkably similar in many areas, but there are small bits of evolution here and there that make it the better option of the two if you're just finding out about it. While its depth is somewhat limited, just like its predecessor, if you're looking for something different that mixes some strategy and choices with relatively quick, intense action, you may have a decent time with it. Overall, my final score for the game ended up being a 7. And if you're interested in picking it up, it's currently available on the Switch eShop for $11.99. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this review. And if you'd like more information or ideas of indie games worth checking out on Switch, be sure to click on the link provided in the description. Until next time.